Got me some D Chef Home crab cakes today, and simple ingredients. I do like 16 club crackers, a little bit of lemon juice. I always use the Phillips crab meat. This is 1 pound. They make about 8 pretty good size crab cakes. Of course, you got to have a little Old Bay, and then I always throw an egg in to help it bind together good. And you got to throw some mustard in. Some mayonnaise. A good amount, maybe like a couple tablespoons. That binds it, helps it whole. And then I got me a good old salmon fillet. I do some old barbecue salmon on the grill. And I do it the same way I've been doing the fish on the half shell deal, where I'll throw it on the grill and I'll do it scale side up first, and I'll flip it meat down for about a couple minutes, and I'll flip it back scale side down and finish it off. I'm starting it off with a stick of butter in the cast iron. That's what I'll be cooking the crab cakes in. The only thing I do is pretty much put a light crust on them, just enough to tighten them up, make them hold together. And then I put them in a casserole dish, a pan, and put them in the oven on 400 for about 15 minutes. Not to overcook them, but just to tighten that meat up and make it right. Got all my ingredients. I got the Old Bay over here on this side. I got my crackers under the bottom. I got my egg. Don't forget to get that white spot out. It's supposed to be rooster sperm that's in the egg floating around, that little thick white thing. Take that out. And then you got the mayonnaise. I got 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise, 1 egg, 16 club crackers crushed up. And then I got maybe 2 tablespoons of Old Bay. And look at that pretty crab meat. That's why I like Phillips. It's never stinky smelling, and it's nice hunks of meat. So what you do is you mix this up first. Go ahead and mix that up good. And then when you do, you throw your crab meat in, and you try to ease it around and mix it in real easy, because you don't want to break up your crab meat. You want to try to keep it in big hunks and pieces like that. That's what I do. So let me mix it up. Now I got all the ingredients mixed up, as you can see. See what kind of consistency it is, like right here. And now I dump the meat in, and like I said, got more meat than I got binder, and that's the way I like it. See how thick that meat is? Now I got to go in with my hands. This is the part I hate, because I can't find gloves nowhere really, and I can't stand dealing with any kind of meat without gloves on. My hands are clean, but I just don't like get that junk all over my fingers and stuff. Have that scent on your hands later. But let me go ahead and mix it up good right quick. Like I said, when I'm mixing this, I'm just pretty much turning it over lightly, getting it to mix. Getting it to mix in. Like I said, my hands are clean, so don't worry about that. But getting it to mix in good and lightly, so your crab meat don't tear all the pieces and be like crumbs. Okay, now this is what I do. I stick them in the pan. I put lightly brown them, as you can see. Then I transfer them over to the casserole dish, and then I put them in the oven and I bake them on 400 for about 15 minutes. It just tightens them up. Now that I got the crab cakes in the oven, I come out here and get the grill going. Cause like I said, the next stage is the salmon. Come on, don't be out of gas. There you go. I always get my grill good and hot. Burn everything off of it. Then I come back out here and clean the grates and spray a little bit of non-stick on there so my salmon won't stick when I turn it meat side down. Now for my barbecue sauce, because this is going to be grilled with a barbecue glaze on it that I make myself. I make all my own sauces, including my barbecue sauce. But in my glaze for the salmon, I got Old Bay, I got Jim Beam Black Extra Age, I got lemon juice, and I got brown sugar. And I throw that in and I cook it down, get ready to stir it in, get it simmer down real thick. So when I put it on, it'll be a real thick glaze on it. And I'll put some on there when I flip it, It'll help hold the meat together. Also, when I flip it back over, I put another glaze on it. It is delicious. It is so good. And the thing about this, you can use any kind of barbecue sauce you want. And it's probably still be good, but it won't be as good as mine because it's made from the chef home. But you see how loose this is now, right? I'll leave it on the heat until it's thick. When I pick this up, it'll be like melted cheese, hanging all the way down. So when I brush it on the fish, it'll be so good on there. Stay with this. You have to constantly stir it because you don't want to burn it at all. Also, I even throw a little minced garlic in there. Not really a lot, maybe like a tablespoon, and mix it in too. Not really a lot of that though. This is good. It's good in there, but you want it to overpower. Meanwhile, I'm back out here at the grill. You see I'm almost 600 degrees. And that's how I like it. I like to get my grill really, really hot. So everything else on there, it burns all that junk off. Clean the grates up good. Get all that stuff off. And then I'll spray a little bit of I can turn them down now. Spray me a little bit of non-stick on there. And be careful because like I said, it flames up. You want to cover them all because that fillet is real long. Like I said, I always do a lot of cooking when I cook. If anybody down in the Fayetteville area, brown sugar didn't really give me the sweetness that I want. So see those honeycombs in there? That thick honey? I threw about 4 blobs of that in there. And that's something you can't buy at the store. You probably can somewhere, but I'm a real cook. And everything I get it from the horse's mouth. So I got a couple beekeepers I'm in with, and I get it from them. So it's 100% all natural. And I like this to be, like I said, it's a sweet bourbon barbecue sauce. And it is gonna be so good on that salmon. It's good on chicken and other stuff too. But it's just one of them things, whatever I'm in the mood for when I actually do this and put it on stuff. These babies are ready. Time for the crab cakes to come out. And you see what's in there. Look at there. Look at all that crab meat hanging out. You don't see in. Look at that crab meat. You can't even hide it. One thing about it, like I said, I love cooking. If I'm gonna eat, I want to eat good. Look good. Look at all that clumps of crab meat. There's just enough cracker and stuff to hold it together. You break that in half, look at that. All you see is meat, meat, meat. Now these are ready and finished, so just keep them warm and hot. I just lay some aluminum foil across it. Leave it wide open so it can breathe. You don't want to have your stuff sweating up under there. And just I'll lay a spoon or something across it to keep it covered in case a crazy fly or something gets on in there. Leave it just like that. And this is the salmon fillet. Now I'm getting ready to drizzle it with the first layer of the barbecue sauce. And look at this here. Tracy just got home. Look at the difference in this price. $39.42 versus paying $18 for it. That's exactly half the price. Same thing on these. She's gonna go back tomorrow and get some more because she didn't know if it had room. But like I said, all the eating that we do, this is when we do it. When they have the specials on in the stores, that's when we stock up. Like I said, I got 3 deep freezers. One is strictly full of nothing but briskets and pork butts and ribs for when I do stuff on the smoker. Then I got another one that's pretty much like regular stuff like the steaks and stuff like this here. And then we got one that's maybe got a couple boxes of ice cream and the knick-knack stuff like that. French fries, stuff for the boys. But we always get our meat when it's on sale. I actually went against what I normally do. I always put it skin side down first. But I just got an instinct with these scales on this salmon. It's kind of small scales. So I didn't want to put it skin side down and then flip it. All those scales were sticking to the meat. So I went meat side down first. Go ahead and let it get a little bit cooked, but not too much, because you know the salmon will flake up and fall apart quick. So then I turned the burners full throttle. I'm only gonna give it maybe a minute, and then I'm gonna flip it over because it'll finish cooking with the scale side down perfect. And if you really want to do something, sometimes you can put salmon on a cedar plank, like soak your little cedar plank in water so it don't catch on fire. Fillet the salmon off the skin and put it on that cedar plank, and it's good. It gives a great flavor. I'm glad I listened to my instinct and did put that meat down first, because as you can see, it was flaking. But I got that long spatula, so I was able to scoop it up and flip it over. But another probably 20 to 30 seconds, I would have lost all that meat. It would have fell down through the grill. Good thing I listened to my instinct, and now I can throw some more sauce on it. Let it cook down. I got my burners turned all the way down as if I'm cooking in the oven. And I'm going to put another layer of sauce on it and close the hood so that will caramelize and pretty much cook it all through. It won't take long. Now look how pretty that is. And the thing about it, I'm going to close the hood and I let all that wetness get out of that barbecue sauce until it's sticky. It's really good then. Good thing about this is that skin have hardened up like I like. And so now look, I can slide it around. I better get it off easy. But what I'm doing, I'm going to slide it and put it over these two burners. Cut them completely off. Cut this one here off and leave the heat on this one far left burner. So that way it'll be like in the oven and it'll dry the meat out. Dry the sauce out good, because the meat's done now. But I just want that sauce to be a little sticky. I know I'm jumping all around, but this is just how it is with me when I'm in the kitchen and cooking and stuff. Look, this is how these steaks come. This is how I put my stuff in the freezer. You gotta get your vacuum seal if you don't have one. It saves your meat. This meat will last like this for 4 or 5 years and it'll be just perfect, just like this still. Versus if you put it in the freezer like this, the way it comes from the grocery store, it'll dry out, freezer burn, no good. It might last you 2 weeks before it start turning brown from the air from this wrap here. So I always take mine out, rinse it off, and then I put it in here and vacuum seal it, and it's perfect. And I vacuum seal it according to how much I will eat. Normally, I always eat 2 and Trace will eat 1, or I'll eat 1.5 with the boys. Get half, depends on what kind of mood they're in. But get your vacuum sealer. It will save you lots of money. You can buy in bulk, and people don't realize buying the same stuff, but buying it in bulk or buying the full, like T-bone or ribeye. Like I buy ribeye, so like maybe $110, and it breaks down to about $6 a steak. Where if you buy the 2 T-bones, there's a perfect example right here. Look, $46 for 3 steaks, and I get this whole thing for like $110. And end up with like 22, 24 steaks off of it at 2-inch thick steaks. And here it is, the finished product. Got the crab cakes, got my honey glazed bourbon salmon, got my homemade tartar sauce. I got my martini mix for me and the 2. And I got me some pasta, broccoli, cheese, thrown together. That was out of the box. I'm not gonna take credit for that. That was one of them things where another fast, they threw something in real fast, quick. I mixed actually rice and a pasta one together. And like I said, getting ready to plate it up and dig into it. And as you can see, I wish I would have been able to hold the phone and record it when I was cutting this piece of salmon off. How you can see juice just shot out of it. And as you can see, it toughened the skin up, and it came right off the skin perfect. That's hers. And the crab cakes. Just to let you see what I'm talking about. Look at here. When you break in half, look what you see. Look. Nothing but meat. Nothing but meat. So all that meat hanging out of it. Nothing but meat.